Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. Lately, people have been contacting me, asking me my opinion on what they should do about shocks and struts for their P80 Volvos, 850s, S70s, V70s, on and on and on. I've been purchasing and driving these cars for about 6 years now. The first one being Little Red, the one I got for my daughter. Next, I bought a yellow 850 T5R, and so on and so forth. Well, I purchased a 98 S70 that had some 96, 97 850R wheels on it. They're called Volvos. Had new tires. I purchased a vehicle for the wheels and tires. Learned that they had Bilstein HDs on the front that were in good shape, good Monroes on the back. So my daughter's car, the shocks and struts were shot. I transferred that stuff over to there. Car drove so good, I could not get my Bilstein HDs back from my daughter. Those are still on the car now, but they're shot. I'm about to replace them. Shortly after I purchased those two vehicles, because of family health reasons, I needed to quit work. And since then, I've destroyed the shocks and struts on the Panther. I replaced them, the front struts, with some HCs out of the salvage yard. Buster Brown gave me some good KYBs that I put on the back of the car. You know, second choice, not a real good one. Those things have been on the car less than, well, about a year and a half, and they're already in need of replacement. Not a fun situation. Some of you may have heard me recently in the junkyards checking struts and shocks there, trying to find a good used set. Man, let me tell you, if it was up to me and I could at all afford to, I would not put any used struts on any of my cars anymore, and I definitely wouldn't put any cheap alternatives on there. It's just not worth it. If you can afford it, purchase brand new, good quality shocks and struts, preferably with a lifetime warranty. You will enjoy the excellent ride and ride quality, the safety of having good suspensions on your car, and you will have a lifetime warranty to get them replaced when they do wear out, and they will wear out if you keep the car longer than 3-4 years or put more than 100,000 miles on them. If you watch my Hanging Out with Robert daily videos, you see that I recently purchased a pair of Bilstein touring shocks for Little Red, lifetime warranty. Got them from FCP. Right now, they're at an excellent price on FCP, about $200 a pair. When I purchased them, they were about $240 a pair. I'm getting ready to put them on the car. I took a set of struts off of a 95 T5 because the person that owned that vehicle wanted new struts. Hers was worn out, and she decided to go with a set of these Gabriel ready mount struts. I wouldn't do it if I didn't have to. They're probably going to last maybe 2 years, 30 to 50,000 miles. Then they'll need to be replaced for probably 2 reasons. 1, because the struts are worn out. 2, because the related attaching things are worn out and busted. So the Gabriel ready mount assemblies are on that 95 850, and she was discarding the rest of that stuff because she didn't want to go through building the struts assemblies like I did for Little Red. So here you see the springs from the 850 T5. They have green paint on them somewhere. You see the Bilstein touring struts in the assembly. I put brand new IPD heavy duty spring seats on there. I used the old strut bearing, and most of the hardware on the top is also old. Let me see if I can find that green paint for you so you can see what I'm talking about. The Volvo cars, when they put them together, they paint the spring so you could know the spring rating or what vehicle they came off of. That is the green right there. If I wiped it off, you see it much better. That's the color code of what vehicle these springs came off of. Now, again, I built this out of a new Bilstein strut. I used the 850 spring out of the T5. I used a brand new IPD heavy duty mount. I used the old bearing. These bearings don't go bad that often. I used most of the other hardware that was already on there. This nut was new with the Bilstein strut. There's the security nut under that. That is a safety nut. I reused it. I reused the plate on top of the strut because we are not in a rust area. None of that stuff was rusted and it was all in good shape. To wrap this up, if you ask me, if you can afford it, as soon as your car needs struts or shocks, get some good quality struts or shocks. The Bilstein Touring is probably the closest to OEM. You can get Volvo brand, which I believe are made by a company called Sachs. They're sold on most of your Volvo part suppliers. I believe that if you want a good performance strut shock, you can get the Bilstein HDs. Also, a company called Coney makes a good performance shock strut. Then, last but not least, there's a company called KYB that makes a decent product. These four brands, Bilstein, Coney, Sachs, Volvo, and KYB, are probably products that will last 100,000 miles or better and likely have lifetime warranty. Anything else that I've seen on the market, including used, I wouldn't do it unless you absolutely have to. These ready mount struts like these Gabriels that someone had me put on their vehicle, they're probably good for 30,000 miles. After that, they're going to start decaying. You're not going to have as good as a ride, and if you have your car any longer than that, you'll probably need to replace them. So don't do that if you don't have to. Don't go used if you don't have to. That's my take. If you're planning and trying to do your front struts, shocks, assemblies as a DIY project, this is what I recommend you do. 1, buy good struts from some kind of source. Number 2, buy good spring seats, either IPD HD versions or the Volvo ones designed for the XC90 cross-country cars. 3, remove the assemblies from your car, take them somewhere to have them rebuilt. You will probably want to, as a third part, get new bump stops. And then take them somewhere, have them rebuilt, bring them back, install them on your vehicle yourself. You may have to get sway bar end links because sometimes those are near impossible to get off, especially after they've been rusted and they may be bad. Those are the 3 or 4 parts you'll probably need. Now, if you're in a corrosive environment up north, you got a lot of rust, stuff like that, you'll definitely need the sway bar end links. You'll definitely want to get the bump stops. You'll probably want to get the washer that sits on top of the bump stops and any other hardware that's related. So you normally do not need the strut bearing unless that thing is groaning and making creaking noises when you turn and park. Other than that, you shouldn't need that bearing plate. Again, I don't really recommend these super cheap, inexpensive assemblies purchased from any source, any brand. Number one, the struts are not going to be as good a quality. Number two, the springs are probably not as good as quality as the Volvo springs. Number three, the spring seat is not going to last as long. And number four, the bearing plate is probably not going to last as long. I've heard of some brands, the struts actually coming apart in the car within 20,000 miles. So that's my take on that. Do it if you have to. Yeah, this stuff has a lifetime warranty, but do you really want to be replacing stuff under warranty every 15, 20, 30,000 miles? It's up to you. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.